I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.
What's up? I'm Fool.
I'm Main One, and we're unplugged, and this is a weekend in review. Um, this is a show we've been doing for the last couple of weeks, where we just recap and put a bow on this last week of news and current events that's been going on in the news. So that's what we're gonna do today. So what's going on in the news, big bro?
Well, I'm gonna bring Chris in, and I'm gonna kind of preface this by saying I hate to start the show on a somber note, but everything is about truth. Um, Before you come on, Chris, for the show's purposes, I want you to do this. Don't say the V word. Say either shot or say experimental drug. Don't say the CV word. Say get sick, because we want to make sure that we play their game with their words. So everybody out there, I'm gonna bring a young man on. And before I went to the rally yesterday, we're gonna talk about that later. Once we start to talk about what really happened this weekend, I heard this young man tell his story, and when I say it hit me, hit a fucking gut punch and knocked the wind out of me, because I couldn't believe it, hearing it, especially as passionate as he got. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to steal none of this young man's thunder. I'm going to let him tell you the story from someone who's actually dealing with what's going on, and it's real. So, Chris, Conscious, you're on right now. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and
Can
feel
y'all
free
hear
to.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, fam. Feel free to go ahead and tell your story. You don't have to, as far as cussing and stuff, say whatever the hell you want. It don't matter. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Okay,
Just remember what I said. Don't say. Make sure you either say shot or experimental drug, and
got
make sure you say get sick. Don't say the term.
got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah. So I want to say peace to everybody that's watching. Peace to Maine. How you doing?
Peace, bro.
You know. So just recently, my mother passed away on March 7th. Hard.
Condolences.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm kind of hard to say, but I planned for it. I prepped for it. I prepared for it. My mom was an elder woman. She wasn't. She wasn't. I'm 32. My mom was 71, so she wasn't. She wasn't. She was like my grandmother. But she was full of life. She wasn't sickly by any nature. She never got she never got that. Oh, pardon me, my camera. Oh, that's not okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
you turn your camera
sorry.
off. Yeah, you good. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's Jay. How you doing, Jay? That threw me off for a second.
Damn, you
But
thought.
yeah,
Wait, you thought she was you? You like? Oh, so that's
yeah.
me.
I'm like, what the hell? I'm showing my floor. That's not right. But but yeah. So my mom was a lively woman. She was full of beat. She's a West Indian woman. She came from Trinidad. She was full of life. Trust and believe when I tell you she was full of life. If you go follow me on Instagram, you can see some posts I put up of her. She was a live spirit. She wasn't what's the word? She wasn't prudish. She was with all the action. She was with all the shit. Her favorite drink was Henny. She was with all the she was a lively woman. Trust and believe when I tell you. Long story short, the propaganda machine kept promoting this thing since last year. And since it came out, I was always skeptical. Because I'm always skeptical of the news. I'm the black sheep of the family. So I never took all of that stuff to heart. I was always skeptical, even as a little kid. I was always skeptical and asked my mom the tough questions that they never gave me answers to, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, leading up to this whole uh epidemic that we're going through, I started seeing the fear being pumped into our people. Like I started seeing it and watching the fear just, infiltrate the minds and start showing out in the actions of our people. And it was crazy, So lo and behold, I was in PA when it started. I moved back to New York, and I think it was for this reason. But I moved back to New York to help my moms and have her see my son, which is he's 2 now, and I wanted her to spend some time with him before anything happened. Boom. So I've been, like I said, I'm the black sheep of the family. So when I talk about stop listening to CNN and stop following the mainstream narratives about what's going on. Just look outside your window, you'll see that everything is all right. I seen my mom especially. She was paranoid about a situation. She never got it. She never got the thing. She never got it. But she was still paranoid. Everybody masked up. Everybody is petrified. You sneeze, you can't sneeze, you can't cough, and these are natural things that the body does to expel, whatever is going ill with the body. So they got a scare of what's natural to us as human beings, right? So long story short, the 7th. So it was Sunday to Sunday. So let's say the Sunday before the 7th, because the 7th was on a Sunday. She got the shot. She got the shot from She got the shot from the one that starts with an M. If y'all follow me.
Yeah, I got you.
So she got that, and literally the day she was going to get it, I'm telling her, I'm holding on her, I'm grabbing her, I'm like, Ma, don't take this thing. You don't need it. Like I said, my family's West Indian, so we've been brewing up stuff all the herbs and good stuff that's been keeping us good, right? So long story short, she's like, yo, I'm getting it. She's hard-headed, stubborn. She want to get this thing, so I'm holding on her. I'm telling her like, Ma, you don't gotta do this. Don't go do this. Like, it's not worth it. Like, it's an experiment, etc., etc., etc. Telling her the whole rundown. I'm trying to give her the rundown about about BG. If y'all follow me, I try to give her a rundown about BG's family history and the eugenics and I try to give her some real game. Like, yo, these people don't care about us. Like, they're not trying to heal us. Long story short, I'm grabbing on her. She goes, right, and then this is where I'm not beating myself up, but you're going to. It's like, yo, I could have did more for her not to go. So long story short, she went that Sunday, and then she came home. She was in bed. She was like, her arm hurt. Blah, 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 blah. Then she tried to tough it out the second day. She's regular. Third day, toughening it out. She's regular. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Fourth day, she's regular. Fifth day, she's regular. Sixth day, she's working with my sister. She's doing some catering thing. She was working with my sister all day. She comes home, and the funny thing is, the night before this whole thing, we were watching Coming to America 2. So if I don't know if you've seen Coming to America 2, but Coming to America 2 had a very powerful scene with the king.
Right. Facts.
And literally the night before she passed, we were watching that movie.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah,
wow.
Crazy. My mother's that type of woman too. All about that the drumming. She wanted, long story short, the night we watching it, she said, in her actions, in her words, like she was saying, basically, that's how she want to go out.
Right.
And that's the night before. So, boom, that was the night before. Okay, so she came home from cooking. She came home from cooking with my sister. She said, we were sitting down, we were watching a movie. This is another movie that was it's just the coincidences. So we were watching Antebellum when my mom came home. I don't know if you know about Antebellum, but we were watching Antebellum when they came home, and everything was regular. It was like she sat down, she talked, we built, and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna call it in tonight. I'm gonna call it in early,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it in early. She was working all day, so she's gonna call it in early. And lo and behold, this is like 8 o'clock. You know, I'm outside. When I mean outside, I'm in my living room and she's in her room. I'm in my living room chilling till probably about like 12. So I'm like, all right, let me go upstairs. Let me get off Clubhouse. Let me go upstairs. I go upstairs and I lightly fall asleep. Like I know I just go to sleep. And then my sister comes home and then she calls me like, yo, Chris. And, you know, I go downstairs and my mom is on the bed cold.
Wow.
Cold, man. She's on the bed cold. Like no heartbeat, no pulse. Like I said, I'm not no scientist. I ain't no doctor. But I know my mother. And I know when I knew, you know, I came from her womb. I know when there's life and when there's not. So, you know, I always believe, and I tell everybody this, I pronounce my mother dead on the scene, on her bed, with my niece and her great granddaughters in her bed next to her. And that's what I mean. Like it was a silent, sudden thing. And I kind of knew, like I said, I was prepping myself for it because I knew she was so headstrong about taking this thing, man. And so even before when I came when I came from PA back to New York, because I'm originally from New York, that was already my mindset. Like, yo, I want my son to be around my mom's before, in case he transitioned. I was thinking, you know, hopefully by the time he's 5 years old, 8 years old, you know what I mean, the transition will be cool. I wasn't expecting it to be so soon, and not from this thing right here, you know. And I'm telling you, like, how I see it is they bringing the shit into your homes. So if you're trying to be healthy, if you're trying to do things, they pushing that fear so hard that once it taps into the people and grabs a hold of them, there's nothing you could say or do to steer them away, and they just go into it like a fly of light. You know what I mean? And it's sad, man. Like I said, I prepared myself in the you know, knowing that, yo, she's about to take a operating system, or, you know, mRNA operating system, whatever it's supposed to be. But you know, if you do the research, and I was trying to show them, if you do the research, just look it up. And they tell you what they're doing. And you know, we like to go with the sugar coated lies, man, the sugar coated shit. And you know, like, I'm not hurt because I know what's going on. It's more so that I'm hurt because, you know, I'm more so hurt that you didn't listen to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I try to tell black women, especially, because, you know, that's who I represent for. It's like, yo, you birthed us to protect you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nothing to go wrong with my moms. I don't want nothing to go with my sister. I don't want nothing to go wrong with y'all. So as a black man, when I say don't do it, or, you know, I'm not trying to control you. I can't control you. You birthed us. What? I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to honor you. I'm trying to lift you up. And, you know, like, it gets so deep for me because I believe it's all tied in. Like, the fact that we give, you know, these institutions so much privilege over our bodies, especially for the black woman, because you are a creator. And y'all give these people so much infiltrations into your body. You know, you got the OBGYN. You don't know this person. You go to these people, y'all don't know them. You know, you trust in these vaccine creators. Y'all don't know them.
Oh, nope, don't say that word. Don't say that word.
Oh, sorry. I mean,
yeah. We got to do it quick.
You got appreciate you. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're putting a lot of trust in entities that don't mean us any good and never have. So I really want us to understand that, you know, even in our lowest status as the beings we are to this planet, we mean the best to our women. You know what I mean? And y'all really have to understand that. Stop falling for the lies that the mainstream media push, because it's not the truth. Just listen to the music from the 70s and the 60s. We've always honored our women. Like, and it goes back to that. And the reason it's going back to that is because this is my mom's we was talking about, and how much I tried to protect her from the claws of society. And she was so blinded, and it's just like, nah, we gotta wake up, because they don't mean us any good. All the research in the world that they show us, that they tell us, all these numbers that they're giving us, it don't mean nothing. It's like smoke and mirrors. And if you just look at the facts, like right now, even with my fam, like I'm just doing simple. I don't need like I said, I don't need no medical examiner. I don't need no autopsy. I don't need none of that stuff. The fact of the matter is, last Sunday, well, not last Sunday, but let me take out the calendar so I can make it clear how fast and thing this was.
Wait a minute, you said the 7th, correct?
The 7th was the day she passed.
That's Monday. No. Yeah, that was Sunday. No, I think it was
last Sunday. Last
Sunday.
Yeah. So okay. So boom. Last Sunday, she passed. Right. She took the vaccine, I believe, on.
Don't say that word. Gotta catch yourself, Holmes.
Sorry. She took the shot.
There you go.
She took the shot. I believe it was the 28th. The 28th.
So a week prior, 7 days prior.
7 days prior. So there's nothing you can. Let's say this. My mom's, she had pre-existing conditions. She had high blood pressure. She had diabetes. She had it all, right? And she was 71 years old. But what I do know is this. When I was born, I'm 32. When I was born, my mom was already she was 39, I believe. She was already 40. So I'll say this. For my lifetime, my mom's been battling all of that. Hypertension, diabetes, whatever. For 32 years, she's been battling the diabetes, the high blood pressure, etc. Right? Y'all following me?
Mm-hmm.
And she never transitioned in those 32 years. But 7 days after taking this shot, she transitions. That's more than enough evidence to tell me that it wasn't the pre-existing conditions. It was the shot. Like that's just me. That's what my gut and my heart is telling me. You don't gotta cut my mama up for me to figure that out. You don't gotta do all that.
Yo, Chris, this is what I want to say to you. Actually, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question, then I'm gonna say a couple things to you. As far as your mother, are you the oldest?
No, I'm the youngest, actually.
So I would suggest be very, very mindful what they say her cause of death was.
Oh yeah, they trying to put it on a heart attack.
Okay. So they've said that already. And it's like I told you when we talked on Clubhouse yesterday. I'm gonna say the exact same thing. People honestly and truly need to hear your story because it's real and it's raw. And I don't know if you want to do it on Instagram. I don't know if you're going to do it on Facebook, but just make sure you still stay away from those trigger words. So like we're hurt because remember what I said yesterday in the Clubhouse room. We can't give it the term of the V word because it's actually not. It's an experimental drug. So don't give it that title because that's not what it is.
Exactly. Call it what it is.
Exactly. So keep that, definitely
give it the energy of what it is.
Yeah. And because we can't give it that height of what it's supposed to be, because in essence the V word is actually supposed to be for protection.
Yeah.
And from what RZA said yesterday, basically if the FDA is saying nah, we can't approve that should be triggering certain people. But it's not.
Definitely.
If they don't want to put their stamp behind it, that should say something to people. So for everybody out there, like, and Chris, because what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put you. I don't know if you want to stay on, but you can watch. You
can put me in the audience if need be. I'm not.
Yeah, and basically, if you want, just go ahead and spread the word. Tell everybody to jump on YouTube or whatever, and we're gonna go ahead and rock out. And obviously, if you want to say something, if you want to come back on camera with the topics that we gonna have, just put it in the chat, yo.
Yo, hey, Chris, before you get off, man, once again, man, condolences to your mom's, y'all and your family, man, for your mom's passing, man.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I appreciate that, y'all. I definitely appreciate it. I'm gonna sit back and listen in because I like to. I love to build and I love to hear like minds, you know, and like that's honestly that's kind of the issue I'm going through now because, like I said, I'm the black sheep of the family, and my family, like I said, I'm the youngest, and they want me to shut up. I'm the youngest, and I'm the only boy. So,
Oh man, oh my God!
because,
I mean,
like,
you got all the women, you got
I'm
all the women like this.
no,
Women.
but seriously, I am super surprised that you're even able to talk about it. I cannot imagine your pain and your suffering right now because I would not be able to do this. So that says a lot about
like
your
I said,
character.
my mother lived. If y'all go on my Instagram, my mother lived a wonderful life. Like she's a
Yeah.
beautiful person. She lived a wonderful life. I'm not. It's a celebration. Honestly, she don't got to worry no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I just didn't want her to go out like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she had more life in her,
I get it.
and I think she was stoned with a slut. But
I so agree with Fu. Like people should hear your story. Absolutely. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yo, blessings, man.
thank y'all. Thank y'all for having. Thank y'all for affording me the opportunity to speak my piece. And I
Yeah.
wish y'all much more prosperity and success in whatever y'all do. Because like I said, this is what I do as well. Like I've been on this road and this journey. I've been called a conspiracy theorist my whole life, and and I'm only 32. And so I'm with it all. So just keep sharing the message. Much love and light to y'all, and I'll be here. I'll be listening there.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You're around my age. You laughing too hard over
Hold
there.
on, let me drink. I ain't got no water. Let me drink some. Hold.
You laughing way too hard.
Chris, what you can do is reach out to some people. Don't send them the link. Just tell them to go to Unplugged Free Your Mind and check it out on YouTube.
You laughing too hard over there, though.
No, I had something in my throat. I apologize.
I'm sure you did.
Me too.
Yeah, I had something in my throat. For everybody out there, welcome Jay. Welcome Jay to the spot.
I made it.
Hey, $5 fine. $5 fine.
I'm gonna cash app it. Yeah, and look here, y'all. They're not playing. I'm gonna have to cash app somebody $5 for being late.
$5 fine.
Yo, how was y'all? So how was y'all weekend?
Yo, hey,
I feel like I really walked into something super serious because after talking to y'all all weekend, it's like, man, that really hit me.
Fu had the weekend, so I'm gonna leave it to him. I'm gonna live vicariously through his weekend.
Come on, bro.
Wait a minute, Jermaine. Can you upload the pictures that I sent you the same way you did the video
to show?
No, it won't upload video. I mean pictures, only videos.
Okay, so for everybody out there, this has honestly and truly been one of the best weekends of my life, hands down.
Yes.
And I say that because, matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all the preface to the weekend.
Hold on, before you say that, what he just said, the biggest weekend of his life. And I've known him and I've seen a lot of stuff that he went in the past 4 years. We've been to a lot of big events and stuff like that. Yeah. And for him to say that means a whole lot. So go ahead.
So Friday, I called a friend of mine by the name of Imani. She's like a big sister. Me and her are super close. I've known her for almost as long as I've been in Douglasville or been living down here in Atlanta, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And she's heavy into energy and everything like that and stuff like that. So I called her and I said, do you know somebody that's really into the chakra and things like that, getting in tune with yourself and the universe and things? Yeah, let me make some phone calls. I got you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then we start talking about the podcast and promoting it and meeting the right people and all of that. So she says to me, she mentioned one dude name and I couldn't remember his name, but then she mentioned a dude by the name of Supreme. So I'm like, all right, cool. You can set it up. She's like, I know him. I was like, I'm not really close with him, but I know him and I could put y'all together. Cool. So I go to the rally, the Reject the New Normal rally, and Rizza Islam is one of the speakers. Cool. So with Rizza being one of the speakers, I have the Not Another Tuskegee Experiment shirt And I'm rocking the shirt because I'm like, okay, it's gonna be more of us out there with the shirt on. We're gonna be repping RZA, this, that, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I get there. I'm the only person there with the damn shirt on.
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around that.
Jermaine, you can't have me laughing while I'm telling my story. So Raheem Shabazz, who's a friend of mine who did the documentary Elementary Genocide, he called me. He was like, yo, where exactly is it? Whatever, because he didn't know that he passed it. He went around. It was crazy. So he finally got there. When he got there, he says to me, yo, you know Supreme? He pointed to Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
Then he says, do you know Blue Pill? I said, huh? Nah. So I want y'all to think about the universe. I had just learned about Supreme yesterday from someone else. He knows Supreme, introduces me to him.
Look
Get
at
his
that.
phone number, everything, all of that. Then the other guy, I have no idea who this dude is. I have no idea. Shake his hand, Raheem, Conscious, my man, you got it's all love, fam. Like I said, make sure you tell your peoples, get on YouTube now and come check out the show. And for everybody out there who's watching, go to YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell everybody. So RZA goes up and speaks. I'm standing behind him and I recorded it. When he got done, I walked over to him. He points to me because he saw this shirt. He remembered we met before, but we didn't, I don't know him, but we met.
Yeah.
He remembered me from the FBAC from over the summer. So I shook his hand. I'm like, yo, my man, I need 2 favors. He was like, what? I said, number 1, I need you to do a drop for the show. He was like, of course, no problem. Then I said, but we need you to be a guest on the show. He was like, that, of course, it's not a problem. Let me give you my assistant's number. So we can go ahead and make this happen. As soon as he did that shit, I'm texting the assistant. I'm already on it. So for everybody out there, yes, RZA Islam will be a guest on this show, so be prepared. We will let y'all know as soon as we get the date. Blow it up. This is where you really can get your questions answered. You can ask somebody who's in the field of what's going on. He may not be a doctor, but he's versed. And you, like I said, we're gonna touch on that also.
Yeah, wait. But Jermaine, you know what I said when I talked to him last night? Because I'm talking to him about it or whatever. And I was like, well, when you gonna hit up the assistant? He's done.
Yeah. That shouldn't even be a question.
I'm like, what? He was like, I ain't playing, Jay. I ain't playing. I'm like, my head is spinning. My head is literally spinning. You work fast.
Yes.
You ain't playing.
That's why he our leg man.
Absolutely.
He the anchor man.
I ain't even, you know what? That ain't anger. That's persistence. That is someone who's, ready. He's ready.
No, I'm talking about, but as far as relay terms, he the anchor.
Oh.
We passing him the baton to get to the finish line.
Take it and go.
Take
it and go.
Remember how Michael Johnson used to run his arms look like a little thing? His shoes look like this.
Like that. He's gone. He's already like 2 steps ahead of me. My mind is blown because I really didn't think I was like, oh yeah, well, you probably hit him up on Monday or whatever.
Shit.
Business hours.
Finish the story, man.
You are not playing around.
So so Supreme says to me, we may have a little get together. I'm waiting on RZA to confirm because Supreme had got a new restaurant. Now, obviously, it was going to be very intimate because it hadn't opened yet. This is a very, just like a soft opening. He actually called it the first supper, not the last supper. Sends me the invite.
Okay.
When I got the address, I put the address in my GPS. I'm like, why does shit look familiar? When I put in the address, the name didn't come up. The name of the old restaurant came up, which is Sadiq's Bistro. Jermaine knows me bragging about Sadiq's Bistro. Sadiq's Bistro is where I used to get my my jackfruit wrap, where Imani was an investor, and it's the old restaurant I was already going to. Once again, universe all coming back, and I'm like, oh shit. So when I get there that night, or when I get there, I'm one of the first people there. RZA come with all his peoples. We all chopping it up. There was a videographer there, and he actually caught a clip of me asking RZA a question. So I'm on one of their pages with that, connecting like that too. A young lady comes to make a delivery. This young lady is delivering water in a glass bottle. Her grandfather struck a natural spring in Athens, Georgia. She sells water, real water, not the shit that's out there. And just so y'all know, she's going to come on the show to big up the water and talk about her business. Yes. So,
and I hope that I'll be able to order some of that water.
You can.
I love spring water.
It's going to be expensive as fuck because you should.
No, it's okay. Look in there.
Expensive, but no. You need to make your order for when you come here and take it back home.
I am. Okay, I will.
So, with that being said, then I connected her with Urema, and she was getting ready to walk out the door. I said, "You better not walk out the door and not give one of them waters to RZA." She was like, "RZA here?" So then when she turned around, she was like, "Oh my God, I didn't realize he was that tall," because she was short. Because RZA's 6'6", all the 6'6". Tanya, I'll give you the information. You go ahead and check it out. You go and check it out. But they probably not gonna let you get it because that's gonna help you fight. What's ever going on. You ain't gonna be able to come up there to Canada.
Is Tanya on?
Yeah, she on. She watching on Facebook. So that was, and then I ended up taking a picture. Oh damn, she done disappeared. So I end up taking a picture. Excuse me, they took a picture, and I shared that. And when I wake up, I get a message from Main One saying, "Is that Blue Pill or something like that?"
Red pill.
That was actually Blue Pill though, because he had on
red. Okay, so
yeah. So I'm like, why am I the only person that don't know who the hell he is? Just like that. So we chopped it up for a second. Then I sent Jermaine a message because I went on their Instagram page. He posted a picture of the ticket for DJ Envy's real estate class that he's gonna be there. He was there. Supreme was supposed to be there. Supreme didn't come. Blue Pill came. I'm chatting with him on the what's the name on IG Messenger. Oh, excuse me. Before I even say that, I walk into the building. When I walk into the building, as you walk in, there's tables. So I'm looking at the tables, and there's lines at all the tables. At the very end, I walk in and I'm looking like, ain't no line over there. 3 people talking, but they was behind the table. I said, oh shit, that's DJ Envy. Okay. Walked over there. As he finished talking, I'm always respectful. Like, I'm not going to rush in. Yo, can I don't do that shit. I wait my damn turn. Envy walks over. What's up, fam? Appreciate the event. Looking forward. It's gonna be a great event. And I was like, yo, my man, I need 2 favors from you. Same exact thing like I said to RZA. I think I don't know if that I said the same exact thing I said to RZA. I said, yo, I need you to do a drop for my podcast, and I definitely need you to be a guest on the show to talk about all the stuff that you got going on. He said, of course I'll do the drop. But he was like, I'm gonna do the drop at the end because I don't want to do it now because then everybody gonna rush over. They're gonna want me to do one for them. So I was like, cool. And then he said, as far as being on the podcast, let me check it out. And if I like what I see, then I'll go ahead and I'll definitely be a guest. So I was like, yeah, how can I get in contact with you? He's like, oh, take my number. So I got DJ Envy's number. So
Envy.
That part taken care of. Hey, I don't know, Jermaine, if you notice, usually it's me with all the technical difficulties. Jay is having problems, yo.
Yes.
That shit done transferred from me. She got the sickness. Her shit.
Yes. I know what she went to do though.
I ain't gonna make.
First of all, I want to say this because people don't know what happens in the background when you're friends like that. Now, Jermaine said something I didn't like. Yo, that's not funny, Jermaine.
I'm sorry. I just know.
I'm going between the phone and my laptop, Peeps. Just so you know. But Jermaine, boy.
You know I see everything. That's why I'm sorry.
Boy.
How you gonna say it ain't funny and you laughing?
God.
Oh,
I'm laughing because I'm sport. That's my brother. So if nothing else.
To continue on with the story, there was a line that I did want to get into because I saw it was the credit. It was the credit line. So Joe, the credit dude, he's a Spanish cat and he cleans up credit. Now, mind you, Jermaine, can you hear me? Because mine's starting to act up now. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, cool. So when I finally got to him, when I contacted them, his brother contacted me, Steve. I didn't know what he looked like. So when I walked over, he had a mask on, so I didn't know I didn't know who it was. When I finally got to him, I said, "Yo, are you Steve?" He's like, "No, I'm Jose." I said, "Oh shit." I said, "I talked to your brother." So I explained to him that I wanted them to get something off of my credit. But he said that because he's in New York or Jersey, wherever, he can't clean my credit in Georgia. It's some kind of law. You have to have a nonprofit. He broke the shit down. But when I explained to him who I was and I had to, he was like, "Oh, I know exactly who you are." Because I told him I was going to pay for him to clean up my father's credit. And then I asked him, same thing. "Yo, my man, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to do a drop for the show. And I talked to your brother about being a guest." He's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of you, no problem." And he had hoodies and he had shirts and he wasn't selling them. He was giving them away. So tomorrow I'm going to rock the shirt. I'm going to make sure I wear it.
Nice.
And he said just give him a shout out on Instagram or whatever. So it's no telling how that's going to play out with the the people jumping on and stuff like that rock with him, which once again is going to be perfect.
Now, black moment. Did you say, "Hey, do you got a medium and a 2X for my two co-hosts"?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, back to the story.
No. I can't even lie. I cannot. What did George Washington say? I cannot tell a lie. But no.
And no, you know what? No, you cannot. And I'm pretty sure that with everything going on, I'm pretty sure that was not in mind at the time. But next time, go and check out to see if they got that medium and that 2X. Because I would have loved one.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We could, believe me, we can make that happen. It's all good.
Okay.
So as the event goes on, it's all good.
So wait, now this is the second event that you went to after we got off the phone last night.
It's the one from the day. This is DJ Envy's event.
DJ Envy, okay.
This is the real estate event. Okay.
Sorry, I was having technical difficulties. I'm coming in on the story.
It's all good. So then, after they were talking, after a bunch of people talked, we had a 10-minute intermission, and I hit Blue Pill up to see if he was actually there. He said he was.
Mm-hmm.
But during the intermission, I walked down and I hit him up to see where he was. He walked up on me, and I said to him, I was like, "Yo, my man, I apologize that I don't know who you and your brother are, but it seemed like everybody else does. So, yo, I got to ask a favor. I need you and your brother to be a guest on the show." He was like, "Of course. You just let me know when, and it's not a problem." Then I said to him, "I was told that you're real close with Phil Valentine. Can you please talk to him about being on the show?" He said, "Of course. No problem." And then when I told him that Professor Small was already in the show, he was like, "Word." Boom. So for anybody out there, from the conversation that I had with Imani, she said that you're starting to see things line up for you in the universe. It's already happening, but you don't really get it, understand it. And when I was at dinner with RZA and them, when I was at dinner with RZA and them last night, and I mentioned about me only person rocking the shirt, RZA said, "That's because you're the chosen one." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm just listening to this shit, and I'm like, "Well, damn." And then Jermaine tells me, "Bruh, you around royalty. You don't even understand." I'm like, "Oh shit." And then having the conversation of even about the chakra and the energy and everything like that with Blue Pill, he kind of said the same thing. So for all of y'all out there, y'all have to understand that this show, the way we rock, we only destined for greatness. I could give a damn if when I look at this number and I see live, if I see 0 people, I know what's going to happen, because on this show we're genuine, we're real, we got love for each other.
This really is happening.
So this ain't no fly by night. Matter of fact, I want Jay to tell our viewing audience the scenario you brought up this weekend and what my response was.
So technically it was me and Jermaine, and it was a Friday banter during the work hours, and he and I were talking about politics. Go ahead, man, and smile. We're talking about politics. We're talking about life. The great thing about us with being friends, we can have these very philosophical conversations, right? And be very honest. Now, most times we laughing because it's stuff that, it's stuff that actually could come up. And so we're talking about it, and we done been on the phone, what, Maine, like 2 hours? Just talking, just the gap,
Yeah.
And so it was Jermaine that posed the question to me that said, what side are you on? Are you on, okay, somebody come to you as a professional person in your doing what you do. The person says, I'm gonna give you 500,000 a year. Per year. Yeah, and correct me when I go wrong. I'm gonna give you 500,000 a year. You've got to disassociate yourself with this, the Black Power. Remember who was doing this?
Yeah.
You got to get away from that. You've got to disassociate yourself from the unplugged thing. You've got to be on board for whatever it is that you're good at, because that's whatever. 500,000 a year. Now, in the mix of that question, and this is just play scenario, whatever. It's gonna happen to you. It is realistic at the time. You're thinking about your bills, you think about your kids, you think about everything. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all what my answer was to that. What side am I gonna be on? This side or that side? I was on that other side. I was over there, and then Jermaine goes, Jay, you got to give up your friends. And I said, I got 2 phones. I'm serious, yo. Oh, and look, it is what it is. Did you know that, though? Do you know what side I chose?
Yeah, we talked about it. We got him on the phone, remember?
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that he knew what side I was on.
I mean,
because it was a lot going on. But fool, from the beginning, after we done talked about it, we done laughed, we done this, that, and the third. And then we called Fool. And Fool goes, I ain't on either side. As a matter of fact, I'm on my side. I ain't doing none of that. You can miss me with that one.
Yeah.
It wasn't even it wasn't even a thought. And Jermaine goes, man, even before we called him, you said, oh, I already know. And I said, let's go and sweeten this pot.
Yeah.
You can have your own show. It's your own show. It's your own everything. But you got to disassociate yourself with Jay and Main One.
See, but that conversation, and I kind of played off it. I played devil's advocate. I tried to play what the average person would think. So the average person would do what you said you would do.
I did it.
That's like.
What am I, perfect in these? I'm not perfect.
Right.
Exactly. I got grandbabies, so whatever.
Look, when the system has put you on this hamster wheel of living paycheck to paycheck,
yes,
not getting a paycheck, don't want to give you the shit that you're supposed to have and shit like that, and they offer you that, the 9 times out of 10, people are gonna say, "Oh, let me get that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm gonna take that money," because this is what we have been indoctrinated with: capitalism.
Absolutely. Now, we had a lot of laughs because the way we went about it, Jermaine, I don't want to put you out there. I want you to tell the people what side you chose, this side or that side. Now,
Well,
I want the people to keep in mind this is a scenario, and for the most part, joking, but we do have real lives. We are parents. We do have children. We do have bills. We have things to consider. That right there is my, you know,
yeah, that's your disclaimer.
that's my yes.
Yeah,
What side did you choose, Jermaine? Go ahead
I
and go
took.
put it out there now.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it out there. I took it because I ain't gonna do what they say anyway. So what they gonna once I got money in hand, what they gonna do?
Because you remember what I said?
I'm
They're
gonna
playing
do.
checkers. We can play chess and funnel money.
I'm gonna do like they do with every damn treaty that have been done in this damn country. I'm gonna break it. You think I'm gonna stop talking? You think I'm gonna stop talking to you? You think I'm gonna stop talking to food? You think I'm gonna stop doing the
I
unplugged
got
show?
2 phones.
Man, please. Once I see the bank deposit hit, like, okay, hey, food, hey, we got 100,000 to invest in some property down there in Georgia. I need you to real estate shit. I need you to find
Okay.
that shit so we can go ahead and invest.
Again, people, this is just us as friends chopping it up, going there. But when we call food, not having it. Period.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
And I knew that. I knew his answer. So
I'll
it's
be
all.
honest with you. Like I'm that there's, and everyone should know. Like I'm really still getting to know you. So,
Yeah.
and you are a man of your word, and you are genuine, and you are, sometimes you do be working my nerve. I think you know that.
It ain't nothing new. I grew up in a house full of women, so you are an easy mark.
I know. And I know that. And I know that. And it's sifted under my skin.
This the reason why I'm saying that is because when you're in a house full of women and that's how you grow up, you're the easy mark.
I know.
So when you flip it and you get out of that shit, you're like, oh, this is nothing. Ain't nobody. Nobody.
And can I tell you, it's what I need. It is what I need. Because guess what? I grew up in a house full of women too. All women. My grandmother raised us to be very independent women. And in a way, crippled some of us, maybe, and didn't help us, So I need.
Chris want to come back in.
Come back in real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he got something to say. Hey.
What's up, Chris?
Go ahead, Chris.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's how you say your name, Fuquan?
Yeah, you come.
Just Fu.
Either one. It's up to you.
Fu. Yeah. So I was here. I caught you building like you ain't know about the pillars. That's red and blue. You call them the pillars. They from New York too. Like yeah, they definitely solid and they valid. They valid around these streets. Now,
I'm
not saying that you was bashing them or nothing. I'm just saying like you said like you just getting into meeting them, and like you being placed in a position. You right where you're supposed to be is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, thanks.
The universe.
Yeah, the universe is all synchronicity, and they putting you where you're supposed to be. And even me, with the situation that happened with me, I think the stars are aligning in retrospect. But yeah, those brothers is definitely deep, and you wearing the shirt and Risa saying you the chosen. That's definitely something to wear as a badge. Like.
Yeah.
I met with all them brothers too in New York, and they, like I said, they solid people. I meet with everybody, Umar, everybody, bro. I'm on that type of vibe. So
that's
yeah, you're doing the right thing, family. And that question that you asked, like, the average person would probably choose that 500 band.
So, Chris, which side are you on?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I want you listen. This is not a medium for life.
Yeah, this is real talk.
It's not.
And it's everybody plays their part, and I'm the I'm a bushman, put it like that. So I'm not taking $1. I'm not taking $1. I'm a bushman. So
that's what's up.
Listen,
That's just me.
listen, as long as you are being honest with yourself, because again, what I kept hitting food with was, this is happening. This is money in your pocket, and I'm gonna slide that 100,000 in your bank account this weekend. But you got to choose a side. Which side is you?
Definitely.
Which
Definitely.
side are you on? And the conversation that me and Jermaine was having was technically political because we went really deep into what happens as a politician before and after. They have to choose sides.
Have y'all ever read The Economic Hitman or heard about
Yes,
The Economic Hitman?
You
yes,
have, Jermaine?
I have read it.
So, when you choose a side, right, and this is from my 32 years of watching what goes on. When you choose a side, right, and I think all of us have had the hopes and aspirations of being some type of celebrity or some type of superstar, or to get that fame and that fortune to help. But what I've witnessed is that when you choose that side, there's so many stipulations and stuff that we don't know about that they do to make you stay your ass where you made this deal, and this is where you like. It's very touchy. Like there's things that they might do to your
We know that.
family,
We
and
know
that's
that.
why I couldn't take that
Hey,
that type of I couldn't
Chris,
put my
and
life.
guess what? And we know that, and that's what makes this so interesting. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm not gonna sit here and say you heard what side I was on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that I knock you for it or anybody's choices, because we all have
Uh-uh.
choices to
And
make.
guess what? I wouldn't even care if you knocked me forward or
Yeah,
not. Here,
exactly,
at the end
exactly,
of the day,
and that's what
hey,
he's supposed to be.
hey, Chris, and I said we said that scenario came up because we were talking about this is the reason why Oprah can only do certain things. That's why Oprah, instead of building a school in Chicago and Tennessee, where her base is, where she's from, she has to go all the way to Africa and do schools because they're like, nah, you can't do that here. And I'm pretty sure everybody know that. And you don't hear Oprah speaking on no Black Power shit, and you don't hear her. She didn't come to Bill Cosby's rescue and none of that
well,
shit. So
again, and I can go back to our conversation, Jermaine. But I'm not 100% sure that she doesn't. Where is
that
she funneling her money?
but it's not. But it's not about where you. And this is what we talked about. It's not about where you funneling your money. It's about where you stand on it. She's not going to come out and say, "Oh, I'm funding Dr. Umar's school. I'm giving him.
Nah, she ain't gonna do that.
I'm
She
giving him
definitely ain't
five.
gonna do
I'm
that.
giving him 500,000, or I'm throwing money to Dr. Phil Valentine, or I'm throwing money
Mm-hmm.
to Dr. Claude Anderson's effort for reparation and stuff. She's not going to do that. So that's why I say that she has already chosen her side. And her side is, hey, I'm being this so-called elite because they can throw her to the wolves at any time. We seen what they did to Dr. Cosby.
Yo, Chris, I wanna say this to you
Go ahead.
after what you said earlier. You mentioned that you're the black sheep of your family.
Yes, sir.
Just so you know, just so you know, there's a reason. Obviously, the show is called Unplugged Free Your Mind. It's very, very obvious. So this is a platform for people to not feel like an outcast,
Right.
where you can speak your mind and everything like that. Obviously, this is a show, but we have a group on Facebook. So look it up, Unplugged Free Your Mind, and it's also a page for you. Go ahead and look for both on Facebook. And what you can do is just invite people that you know think like you, so that they can have a voice. Because bottom line is, everybody wants to have that family, that inclusion, but you want to feel love. So instead of being the black sheep, we're going to embrace you, hands down, and everybody's going to embrace you, and it's a no judgment zone.
Right.
Exactly. And that is what, see, Chris, we're around the same age.
Mm-hmm.
We need that.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not even gonna lie to you.
For
We
these
do.
two right here now, the hate is real.
Nah, like
We're
I
around the
see.
same age. So I know we need, no, but seriously, we do need that medium. We need a medium where we can sit and talk and have a conversation. And guess what? We can agree to disagree all day. And it ain't no love loss. It's respect. I respect you. And again, I'm so happy that you came on to talk about your story. And I'm still just kind of really, you know,
Like when I
it's your mom. Like I don't be honest with you, bro. I don't know how I could deal with that. I had a tough time with my dad. It's still a tough time.
you
So
know
I respect you for that. But I want people to know that's what we do. We're unplugged and we can have a conversation. And it ain't no love lost.
definitely
We
never
can
love
agree to
lost.
disagree. That's what it
Definitely.
is.
And I respect that. Like I respect the platform, and I'm gonna follow. Like I posted it on my stories. And real quick, I'm from a generation where I still feel like I'm a youth, but I'm an elder, but I'm still in the middle. Like I don't know, y'all gentlemen look like y'all probably anywhere from 42 to 45. You know, y'all look
Yeah,
like
they're not in
y'all
our
look like my older
category,
cousins and my,
Chris.
you know,
They're not in our
y'all look
category.
like the dudes I looked up to when I was growing up. You know, and but what I could say is I bridge the gap. We're supposed to bridge the gap,
Facts.
Jay,
Right.
and uh, in bridging that gap, I mean, like I respect the young dudes. Like, you know, you remember how, for example, you remember how when hip hop started to change. Cause I'm from the generation. I like my boom bap. I like my most defs. You know, I
Yeah.
like
That's my yeah. I'm
Pete
there
Rock,
with
CL
you.
Smooths, and you know, I'm from that era, right? That's
Yeah.
what I
Me too.
grew up on. So it started to change when I was in high school, and I saw how, you know, it started like I was in the middle of the beef too. I ain't like the South stuff. I ain't like all that South stuff. I'm from New York. That
Right.
remember y'all remember that
Yep.
Yeah,
time?
we remember
No, the
that.
crazy thing is,
But now
I
I
only,
don't know now because I'm definitely Southern. So I was all about that
Yeah.
3-6
So
Mafia,
yeah,
organized noise.
my brother's from Tennessee. He was from Florida. But he lives in Tennessee, so he's country boy. He talk like this and all that. You know, he country.
Yeah, just like that right there.
Yeah,
Like
he
that right
country,
there.
right? He like when I first met my brother, the first song he put us on to was walk walk chicken chicken
Oh,
chicken
3-6
good.
Mafia.
Yeah, 3 6 like
Project Pat.
yeah, Project Pat and all that type of stuff, and and anyway, there was a miscommunication, man, and like I see it in so many different ways. You know, it happens all every so often, every few years. So it happened, you know, when it went from Motown to like the R&B, like it happens where
Hmm.
the generation
It
switches.
changes.
Yeah,
It changes and it progresses
it
is what happens.
progresses. Um, I don't know. I don't know if it progresses, but I would say that it moves. And the reason
It
I
does.
say it doesn't progress, in my opinion, you know, my humble opinion, is that the frequency change, and the frequency changed from a high vibration frequency of love
yep.
to a low
Right.
vibration. So it didn't
Right.
progress. It took a turn for the worse, because I believe that we're rhythmic people and our music controls us. Like it's so deep that, you know,
Oh man,
What happened?
we lost him.
And so so Jay, so Maine, pretty much go ahead and and touch on the other subject that we can go ahead and get into.
What? Which shoe? Which one? Talk
Uh,
about. So you know, we want to say rest in peace to one of our um, one of our icons, Marvin Hagler, the boxer. He just passed away. I think it was yesterday.
yeah,
The news broke that he passed away. Man, if you're not a fan of boxing, if you are a fan of boxing, you know who Marvin Hagler is, man. Marvin Hagler was one of the best, and
he
yeah,
had
so
one of the best names ever
marvelous,
in boxing.
marvelous Marvin Hagler. Yeah, so you know that news broke, and then you know, Food told me he sent me something about you know speculations on how he passed, and what Tommy Hearns put that out there. Tommy Hearns put it out there that he had taken the shot recently, So, I mean, look, I ain't here to say this is correlated or whatever, but I don't believe in coincidences. And just like Chris's story, I don't believe in coincidences. So, I mean, people can speculate all they want. They can say until we know for a fact that if they even break this story, I'm pretty sure they're going to cover it up if it in fact did come from that. But I'm just saying, if one plus one equals two to me, all day long. And I know if I'm in pretty good shape, healthy, I'm moving around, I'm doing this and doing that, and I take something, whether it's a pill or whatever, I take something today, and 3 or 4 days later, something happened to me. The first thing on it, well, what did he take? I mean, I watch TV shows. I see.
Play devil's advocate
Okay,
as usual.
as usual. But the first thing people say, well, what happened to the prior days? That's just investigated. That's just
Yeah.
investigation 101.
I want to put it out there. There is a such thing as how your body reacts to certain things. It just I can't sit here in a good conscience.
But Jay, that's really not playing devil's advocate, because
Nope.
we know that we know everybody's body reacts.
Well, then do a favor for me. When if and my heart goes out to his family, and I hate that he passed in that regard, but I'd like for you to also say this.
Okay.
He just so happened took that shot, and this is what happens. And people, educate yourself on the ingredients and whatever prescriptions you're on, or whatever issues you already have.
Well, I think if we want to
Go ahead, fool, because fool can't hold it.
If we're unplugged, and if we're unplugged, we have to put it out there. So
yes,
if you look at science, is what they keep telling us. Look at science. Then you have to look at our body makeup, being melanated people makeup. We produce more antibodies in our body than anybody else.
I don't know about that, honey.
That is science. That's
I don't know about that.
That's a scientific fact.
So both of you guys are saying that as Black, we're producing something more than
antibodies.
Right?
Antibodies in your immune system. That is a scientific fact.
Jermaine, hold that thought. Jay, this is what I want you to do. You're gonna have to dig that.
You get a pen, because when you
need a pen when I'm getting ready to say. Number one, you have to dive back in the rabbit hole. And number two, you also have to understand the reason why the other side has been studying us since they came into existence. See,
I understand.
So
understand.
The fact of the matter is, they've cracked up a little code, and they understand that. So they have to go and do it this way. So what Jermaine is saying is absolutely right. Jermaine, go ahead and finish what we're going to finish what you're saying.
So I want to preface what I'm saying. This is not a racial issue. This is a biological issue. This is an anatomy issue. This is a scientific issue. This is, if you do a little research and dig a little deeper, you can find this out yourself. I had to find this stuff out myself. This ain't something somebody told me. I had to read dozens of papers and documents and stuff like that to understand that this is what our body produces. I had to listen to scientists who say this is what our body produces, more antibodies in our immune system. So if you inject our body with something that's going to help produce more antibodies, what if you got an overload of antibodies in your body? Who knows what that does to you? And that's essentially what this shot does, is injecting you with antibodies.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. I'm gonna play off what Jermaine said, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna touch on this on a lot of fronts.
Okay.
Hey, but after you say it,
and then I want my time to address it myself.
Absolutely. But after you, we'll play. I want you to play the video of Black Dot after Jay touches on what she says.
Say no more. First and foremost, when you look at our culture and our society, since the experimental drug has been issued to people, we have lost Hank Aaron, who died 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
Just found out today, Cicely Tyson did take it. That's the second icon.
Is that confirmed?
Yes, she took it also.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Then the third is Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Now,
The boxer.
I want to say what to play on what Jay said. She clearly said how your body may react to whatever.
Yes.
If that's the case, how can you create something for millions of people without expecting some type of reaction because we're all made up differently? That is very, very dangerous to say we want everybody to take this. Now, if you have adverse effects from what you're already taking, and most people do, whether it's a cold sweat, whether it's pale skin, whether it's something physical, how would you know how your body's going to react to something like this? You don't know based on your medical history, and they don't know because it's too many people. That's some dangerous shit.
Isn't it though our responsibilities as people?
Wait a minute. Here's the difference with what you just said. When a person takes medication, it's based on a conversation or two they have with their doctor about what they need to do and all this whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
They were not stuck in a house for a year, bringing their energy down with fear, saying they had to take it. Trust me, that plays a factor. For 1 year solid, they have been promoting death, and they've been saying the savior.
They have not been promoting death.
Okay.
Death
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold up now. Now we about to hit it. Since you're in your early 30s, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes.
In your lifetime, when have you ever seen death on the news consistently for 6 months? That's all.
A pandemic has never happened.
No. The reason why you can't use that as an answer is this.
Bro.
Wait a minute.
You in your life.
Wait a minute.
Let's get this point out.
The numbers of deaths that happens throughout the year, they never promote that. You don't see people saying it was this many. Wait. There was this many heart attacks. People died. They've never done that. No, I don't care. It doesn't matter about a pandemic. Damn all of that. Because we're talking about so
tomato.
Mainstream.
All in how you're saying it, and all I hear is the fact that
let her get it on.
Death occurs, but when has it occurred at this rate with this common virus factor?
I got the answer.
Look at the numbers. It always has.
I got the answer. Worldwide, 1.3 million die of tuberculosis every year.
Yes,
and that's more contagious than the virus, the pandemic that we're in now. So would you not consider
that? I believe.
So would you not consider that a pandemic? At one point, we're
talking about something that is not that can be contained in.
But it's more contagious than this.
Yeah, but if you
how can that be contained?
If you're educating us.
But how can you contain something? They don't have a shot for that. So how has that been contained?
So now, okay.
So
you're gonna sit here and really compare tuberculosis to COVID-19.
So
and you on board with it too.
So TB is not more contagious than the virus.
Don't know. I'm not a doctor, but what I'm saying is
you can look it up.
A long time, and I do know, and I do know these, and I do know this. That is something that you can be checked for and can be controlled. I'm talking about COVID-19, honey. You can't. It was not. It's not controllable. It's not sustained. It is not.
So
If
we-
people are,
Hold that thought. Listen, I gotta say something to you just from the guest.
we have
Tanya, who's in the medical field, just said TB is more contagious.
I believe it.
So here's the thing. This is all we saying. We're not going against you. This is what we're saying.
I know.
If the numbers dictate what it is, why didn't they talk about TB 1.2 million? Why don't we see that on the
can
news?
be controlled.
And no.
In a way where you educate people. Even when I didn't even know what the hell TB was, I'm going to college. I gotta have these shots together. I gotta have this MMR. I gotta have this rubella.
Now, Jay, you going off on the deep end. Now, your life raft is like going way. We almost can't see you at this point because
it is not.
Because
you guys, but you guys are comparing something.
But what you're
19?
No.
You should be comparing.
We're not comparing the disease. We're comparing the coverage of it. Because
when TB was like COVID-19, like now, when it was uncontrollable and you did not have this particular set of rules set up for people to say, hey, control yourself, is person to person, this, that, and the third, or whatever. COVID-19 ain't never been, this is new.
It's not new.
It's a new virus.
It's not new. It's been around. That's why it has a number attached to it. It's been around. This is just a strand of it.
I can't argue that.
This is what we're saying. All we're saying is when it comes to media coverage, death, life, they have never, ever promoted death, showing death. So
your problem is the fact that they are super letting people know, be careful. Put your mask on. And this is something that we're on not really sure of right now. So you guys' problem is how media is covering it?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. You just said because they're not sure, correct? Did you say that?
Yes.
So how the fuck they sure about taking a shot in their arm? That makes no sense.
Listen.
If they are, so this is what I'm saying. This is my whole point. So you just hit it on the head to show how people are fucked up. If they aren't sure even how they're supposed to contain it, how did they come up with the solution to fix it? And
I'm speaking from security.
No, but
not from fear.
No,
it is security.
We're not.
It's so many people out here that ain't listening. Where I'm listening. And I can control my situation, and I don't want to be around certain people, certain needs.
That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is they promoted fear for a year. You scared the shit out of people.
I didn't see it as fear.
Oh my
I told you that. I told y'all that. I told y'all that to begin with. Just like food. Just like you said back in January. I said I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. And you're scared. That ain't from fear. That's from security.
Okay, so put it from this perspective. So the most they said this is we want y'all to stay in the house to protect the most vulnerable.
Yes.
Who are the most vulnerable? The ones they deem the most vulnerable, the elderly and people with pre-existing conditions. Okay, so we know scientifically that high blood pressure is a predominantly African American thing. We have it. We have it more than any other, right?
I won't even. But fan, you say that and they say that. I don't believe that because I
don't believe it either.
I mean, a lot of white motherfuckers. Excuse me. I mean, a lot of white people. They got that shit too.
No, but I'm talking about. I'm talking about percentage wise. I'm not saying that they don't have it. I'm talking about percentage wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to stay strictly to the numbers. What I'm saying is they pump the fear in these elderly people who are in the house watching CNN and Fox all day long. And all day long, you're seeing Oh, don't go outside. Oh, don't. I mean, to the point where my mom, who is living by herself, is in the house. Is in the house with a mask
Careful.
by herself.
Careful. And whatever floats your boat, it is security, Jermaine. That's all I'm saying. Be secure. What are we supposed to do? You cannot control people, obviously. Obviously, you can't control people.
So what are we? So are we saying that they don't use the media as propaganda tools? Or is that what you're telling me?
I'm not getting into that conversation. I'm not.
What do you mean?
I'm not getting into that conversation.
Okay. All right. So
listen. Now we got this. The whole thing.
Let's wait till Monday for that one. Let me get my stuff in because I just came off a great weekend, and y'all ain't gonna be doing this to me.
For everybody out there, we're gonna move on. As you can see, there's some differences there, but the fact of the matter is that no matter what, make an informed decision of what you're going to do in reference to getting the experimental drug injected into your body. And the reason that I'm saying experimental drug is because that is the term of every single one of them, because it cannot be called the V word because it's not by definition. And it also has not been approved by the FDA. That's why it's called an experimental drug. So I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm using the term of each one of the manufacturers.
Go to their website.
You can go check it yourself. I'm not spitting out anything out because I'm not going to say poison shot anymore. I'm either going to say I'm either going to say shot or I'm going to say experimental drug, which is their term. So I don't want anybody to take offense when I say that, because people need to understand. And side note, to help any and everybody out there make an informed decision, if you decide to get the experimental drug injected into your body, I would love for you to look up Medical Racism, the New Apartheid documentary. Watch
Put it in the chat.
I beg you to watch that documentary. And I'm saying this because mainstream media gives you one side.
Yes.
They're not going to give you the other side. That's part of the reason why we had Chris on first, because we wanted you to hear a story from somebody who's been through it. Hands-on, not what you're going to see on the news, because they're not going to tell you that because it goes against their agenda. And this is the last point I'm going to make on this, because I want to touch on Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Marvelous Marvin Hagler is a fucking icon in sports, especially our culture. Other athletes look up to Marvin Hagler because they love what he did and what he stood for. I want to applaud Wendy Williams for what she said, and I want to applaud Tommy Hearns for saying what he said in reference to exactly what happened with Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I say that because you're not going to hear that from mainstream media. That's why I'm still in shock that Wendy did what she did on that interview with Dr. Oz. I am so in shock, but I know it's because she don't care. Yeah. She's going to speak her piece and keep it moving.
So we're gonna transition off this topic, but before we do, I want to play this video. I follow Black Dot. I don't know if anybody knows who Black Dot is. He's a hip hop legend. He wrote the book Hip Hop Decoded. Please go look it out. Go purchase it. He also has another book. I can't remember the name of it, but I follow his podcast called Urban X. And I just wanted to give that shout out before we play a clip of something that he said so profound on their Thursday show. They have a show on Mondays and Thursdays, I believe. So he's gonna play. We're gonna play this clip, and I just want you guys to just look at it, just take it in for what it is. I thought it was profound, and just listen to what he says, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic.
Take some time to put a few people on blast, and thank a few people.
Okay.
All right. So if you are a nurse and you sat around and you witnessed the tragedies that were taking place in the hospitals, and you knew in your spirit and soul that what you were seeing was wrong, shame on you.
Oh, coming out the gate.
All right. I have to say that you took the Hippocratic oath and you started thinking about your money and things of that nature, but you knew deep down in your soul that what you were seeing was wrong. Shame on you. To all the doctors who got an additional $40,000 to bring in those respirators.
Yeah.
Right. And you didn't think about the wellness and care of human life. You thought about lacing your pockets. Shame on you. To all the hospital administrators who looked the other way because their pockets got greased and, you know what I'm saying, they made a shitload of cash. Shame on you. Mm-hmm. To all the nursing home directors who allow dead bodies to be stored in your nursing homes so that you can make a few extra dollars and you to also be complicit. Shame on you. Mm-hmm. To the funeral home directors who made a shitload of cash on top of that by taking out the organs of these dead individuals and not properly listing where these people were and made a killing. Shame on you.
Damn.
To the people who fill out the autopsies, who claim that everybody who died of COVID-19
to
pad those numbers and heighten the fear of America and the people around the world so that you can make a few extra dollars. Shame on you. To the police department who stopped doing their job because during all of this, people said, we need police reform. So they purposely slowed down fighting crime, which you took the oath to do. And more people died who didn't have to die if you just did your job. Shame on you.
Goddamn.
To all of the politicians,
Yeah, facts. How could we forget?
including this STEMI right now, only 10% or 15% is going to the actual people, and most of it is going to foreign interest and other places around the country under the guise of it being a stimulus to relieve the people. Shame on you. To all the landlords who took advantage of people who couldn't pay their rent by forcing single mothers to do things they weren't proud of or just doing things that you know were unethical. Shame on you. All the way down the line, I want to say shame on you to all of those individuals.
Goddamn. I wasn't ready for that. I'm not going to lie.
Okay? Now, with that being said.
All first verse.
Yeah, all first verse.
All first verse.
All first verse. To all the nurses who did see something wrong and came out on their little small public platforms crying because they know what they were seeing was wrong, we applaud you. We really, really do. To all the doctors who joined forces and virologists and scientists, the ones who couldn't get on CNN to tell you that something is wrong here, and they risked their jobs, their livelihood to at least get this information out to the people, we applaud you.
Also, to all the nurses who are not or low level, not low level, but on the as far as authority goes, and who did their job and who just did their best to try to help who was in front of them.
Yes.
We applaud you guys as well.
We applaud you.
We do.
To all of the holistic doctors in the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
Who were heavy, who were busy,
Yeah.
busier than you've ever been, doing your best to provide the people with nutrients and things and CMOS. We applaud you and we recognize what you did.
Definitely.
To all of the podcasters and truth seekers who stood on their square in the midst of all of that drama just to give our people, our brothers and sisters, a little of relief and tell you it's going to be okay. We see you, we recognize you, and we applaud you. And to everyone else, including them first line, you know, those workers, what do we call the service workers?
Essential
workers in the face of what's going on, who continued to go to work every day, no matter what was going on, with no extra money and all of this kind of stuff. I want you to know we recognize you.
Definitely.
We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of your efforts to make sure that we are still here 1 year later with all of the craziness that's going on. I just wanted to open up the show and say a few things.
And applaud those people as well.
I had to give them big ups on that because it was something that needed to be said. So, man, we had you muted, Jay. You muted.
I wanna spit out a number that was
Want
said.
some feedback on that one?
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for playing that for us. For seeing both sides of the spectrum, because it is both sides.
That's why we played it.
That's it.
I wanna spit a number that was said yesterday. And I'm gonna ask both of y'all this question. As far as the Tuskegee experiment, how many years was it?
40. 1932 to 1972.
Do a favor for me, Jermaine. Don't always be the first one to answer the question, because I
know
was
how
gonna
I
say
do.
the same
No,
thing.
since he did that. So Jay, how many people died from the Tuskegee experiment?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
600
Yeah. Okay.
in 40 years. So that means that for 40 years,
A 40-year span, 600 people.
600 died.
What's your point?
In less than a year, due to what has been due to the experimental drug, the number that's documented right now that you would have to go find and dig on the CDC's website is close to 1,500.
So, okay.
Now, no, I didn't say that to spark anything. I'm spitting that out based on, I'm spitting out based on numbers, on the
I
numbers.
understand.
So
I
in a
understand.
4-year span,
So let's have a very friendly banter. Let's have one. Let's have a powwow. So are you saying don't do it or do it?
I'm saying based on
Don't be shaking your head, Jermaine.
I'm saying based on the numbers. I'm saying based on the history of this country.
Mhm.
Make sure you make an informed decision based on the information that you find that makes sense to you, rather than the information that's consistently spit out to you to tell you what to do. That's what I've been saying.
I'm not going to sit here. Let me tell you something, and this is why we need to have the conversation, because I'm not going to sit here and say mainstream media is not doing that. They are. I said it earlier, like WBLS right here in New York, every single day. I'm listening to my I'm really listening for the Steve Harvey show and the Strawberry Letter, and they talk about specifically Black people aren't getting it.
But you know why?
Reasons to get it.
But see, that's the whole from what I've been told. The reason why the campaign is to push for us to get it is because even though there's people that are getting it, the numbers, as far as talk about mass numbers of us, they saying, fuck y'all. No, I'm not doing it.
I don't know that.
Shit. Okay.
I don't know about that now.
I'm not. I've always said I'm not gonna tell nobody what to do. Either way, you do what you do. But I do have a problem when I see people saying, "I'm gonna take it just so I can travel again and be normal." I just have it inside of me that makes me cringe, because it's like, so you're not even gonna research anything. You're not gonna take nothing into consideration. You just so you can get on a flight to go somewhere, and get back to some type of normalcy. And I ask people, what is normal? Is normal still having to walk around with a mask? Is normal still I can still transmit it? I can still get it. I still got a social distance.
Yeah.
I mean, how is they have made it normal.
I agree with that. And I have friends, I'm an everyday person. I have a day job, and I have things that I want to do and I like to do. I have family. I'm in New York. My family's in Georgia. My children are in Georgia. And yeah, I'd like to get back to a normal. So I can sympathize in a way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not willing to take it right now until there's enough study for me to continuously research what's in it, what's it doing, what are my conditions myself. I have conditions. How can I align that? How can I align that? And how can I make an educated decision on whether or not to do it? I do not want us to get into the business of saying don't.
Yeah, you'll never hear me say. And I got another problem. I got another problem with people on Facebook and social media acting like this is a damn voting. Because you remember when you go to vote, they got their sticker. Now you see
Yeah,
people.
got
I
that,
I
that V.
got my card. I got my and like so I'm supposed so you doing that because I'm supposed to trust you. I'm supposed to. Oh, he got it. So I'm going to. I mean, why? I mean, if you do it, do it. But why everybody got
Right,
why everybody
right.
got to know you doing it? Why
It
everybody
ain't,
got to
it
know
ain't,
you did
it
it?
ain't to play. And this is not to play. Death is real. Okay? And that's my stance. I'm gonna stand on that all day. Death is real. You've lost people. I've lost people. This ain't no joke. What this is something that should make every single person sit down and do their research and get real serious about it and make really good, educated decisions.
Yeah.
What food? What?
Yeah. I think we done beat this horse. We done beat this dead horse. I mean, like I said,
Did you put it in the chat, yo? Did you put the
I just sent you a message. You want to put it in the YouTube chat or the?
No, just put it in the chat on StreamYard, and it should, like, if you go in StreamYard where it say comments for everybody to see it.
I can't put comments in StreamYard in the regular way. I can only
no,
put it in the
man.
I can only put it in the private chat.
So can I read this? What I just seen in the chat? Is it okay? Because I know we about to get off, but Dondre said Joe Biden want the job and all of Joe Biden want to jab in all adults' arm, but the same adults can sue when they get
sue.
sick or worse.
Can't sue.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Can't sue.
He's talking about the PrEP Act. The PrEP Act. Okay, yeah.
He's
Wait, I want to say, hey Tanya, I miss you, darling. You need to be right here with me because you know I need some help.
Shit, Tanya gonna be on our side. What you talking about?
Yeah, I think you ain't want that.
Think so. There is no sides. We don't have sides, honey.
Yeah. Oh, so before we get off, I want to touch on this last thing. So everybody, so Friday or Thursday, Sleepy Joe signed. He signed the COVID package.
Yeah.
And a friend of Jay Fu and I, she posted something. So when she posted it, I said, well, let me go ahead and go do my due diligence. So I went and researched what she posted. And sure enough, it's there. So with your $1,400 stimmy, if you got so the initial 1,200 last year that we got, and the 600 we got, it was protected from debtors, creditors coming back and get your shit. This one, if you got some outstanding debts and them creditors go after it real hard, they gonna get your stimmy. And it was put in, and they didn't protect it. Guess why they didn't protect it? Because this bill was passed through reconciliation, which it had to not have so many provisions in there. Why was that one of the provisions? Is my question. I mean, you had a Republican president in, and the first two checks went through. Hey, you got it. It's going to you. We ain't worrying about the credit. We stopping the creditors from doing it. Now we got a Democratic president in that. Not saying Democrat, Republican. I'm just stating the obvious. Now we got a Democratic House, Senate, President, Vice President, and now STEMI ain't protected from the creditors. I'm just
and your taxes ain't protected neither, peeps. So this ain't nothing different. It's not
it
different.
it is different because your 1,200 went straight to your bank account. It didn't go.
That
It didn't pass through. Well, let me
it
see
was
it.
stimulus to help
So
people get
so
through the get through.
okay. So this $1,400, right?
Hmm.
If you was out of work or laid off or whatever, or you had to cut down your hours and you was out here getting blood sucked by these payday advances and all this kind of stuff, and you wasn't able to pay it, guess what's gonna happen to your stimmy if they choose to do it? So if you owe $1,000, $1,000 gonna be taken from your stimmy,
Yeah.
which ain't fucking that ain't right. But hey, this is what y'all signed up for.
Who is y'all? Can we have a conversation about who's y'all?
No, we'll have a conversation Monday about who is y'all.
Well,
I say this: all the people who voted for Sleepy Joe.
here we go. Here we go. I am more than happy at the fact after that news. I am more than happy at the fact that this bill, his plan was passed, and people started to see it as soon as yesterday. Yesterday in their bank accounts.
Well, I'm glad
So
they had
I
no
want to
creditors.
say, so I want to be the one on the show to say this. That's great. I hope it gets people what they need. People hurting right now. I don't care who you voted for, one way or the other. And I'm pretty sure once you get them coins dropped, you may not care because you're gonna be able to take care of business.
I just hope that nobody made an agreement with their creditor that they was gonna pay $2,000.
Oof.
Who would do that? Why would they do that?
Hey, the whole 14 gone. Like, hey, and you still owe us 600, bitch.
Yo, before we get off, can one of y'all check in the chat if you click on that link that it went through? I want to make sure because it was tough for me to do it. Make sure it goes directly to the documentary.
I can't click on it.
I'm just gonna copy it and put it in.
And they're just gonna have to copy and paste it.
No, I'm saying. I just want to make sure it's right to see it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do the whole thing.
It's right. It's right. I'm there.
So for everybody, number one in the chat, I posted a documentary that everybody needs to watch. Everybody needs to watch that documentary, especially if you are considering getting the experimental drug, or if you aren't going to. It's education. The fact of the matter is education, and it goes against what's being seen. So that right there will put you in a place where you can actually make an informed decision. So you can say, wait a minute, I see it on this side. I see this. Now I can go ahead and do what I need to do. I can actually make a decision. And for me, in my personal opinion, that will help people make an informed decision.
Mm-hmm.
To me. So definitely watch that. And tomorrow's show, with everything that's going on and with the plan in place and what they have for us, everybody needs to watch tomorrow so you can learn how to grow your own food. Yes. Because that right there is something that is very, very important. It's needed and it's mandatory. So please spread the word. Make sure you tell any and everybody to make sure that you watch the show tomorrow. Everybody, if you're watching right now, go to YouTube right now, literally right now. Hit the subscribe button. Check out Unplugged Free Your Mind. Media Bear, we definitely appreciate the love. It was cool seeing you yesterday out there. Make sure you tell your peoples about the show too. And yo, we live in a time where you have to make sure that you don't just accept what's given to you. You can't. Right. You have to make sure that you dig deeper and you have a safe space here. Whereas we're going to give it to you as real and as raw as possible. And we're going to give it to you from different perspectives because we all different. So just keep that in mind.
We are unplugged for a reason. We need you. You need us. Think about it.
Hey, Chris want to come back on and plug something real quick.
Okay.
Yo, pardon, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, so I have an organization called Teach Our Youth to Grow. It's on IG. And I want to teach the youth how to grow plants. It's crazy you said that about growing our own food before you cut out. Because, like I said, I don't know if I told y'all, but I tapped into growing, and I want to tap into nature is our key out of this thing. But yeah, growing our own food is Teach I Used to Grow at Teach I Used to Grow on Instagram. I'm also at Conscious Truth 88 on IG. Follow me, you know. Yeah, and
Hey Chris,
follow yes
hey
sir.
Chris, do us a favor. Put all your information in the chat so everybody can follow it.
Okay. But yeah, definitely, man. Salute to you guys. You know, I definitely appreciate you guys, man, because y'all be doing the work, and this is the work that a lot of people don't know about. It's this building. It's this building right here. And I want to salute you guys and you too, Jay. You know, I'm not singling you out. I'm not cutting you out. Also,
You know we in
you
the
know,
same age group, right?
yeah, but you know, you still a queen
Well, thank
in my
you. No, thank you. I'm
so
teasing, but thank you so much. And
yeah.
shut up, Boo.
But yeah, definitely. You know, salute to you guys, man, and I wish y'all the
Appreciate
best.
it.
And like I said, I'm gonna tune in as much as I can. Uh, and I'm gonna definitely follow. If I could chime in again, I'll definitely be more than willing to as
Please
well.
do.
Appreciate
Please do.
Hey,
Tomorrow,
appreciate you.
with tomorrow's show, you know, tell your people, because we really want tomorrow's show to be one where people are asking questions.
Yes.
That people definitely need to be asking these questions. We're gonna have somebody very qualified in the field to get their questions answered. So let everybody know tomorrow to tune in without a doubt.
Word.
So for all of y'all, we appreciate you jumping on. We definitely love y'all. There is no us without any of you. And
Right.
just remember, do your best to unplug. You have to unplug from the system. See y'all tomorrow.
Bye, y'all. Thank you. Have a good weekend.